Attention, Eagles fans! What happened in this matchup against the Chiefs is much bigger than it seems. There were players who surprised, there were controversial decisions, and even a factor that could have a major impact on the future of the season. I managed to gather exclusive behind-the-scenes information, and I'm going to share it with you now. But first, subscribe to the channel and leave a like, because this news is too hot to miss. The Philadelphia Eagles' 2017 victory over the Kansas City Chiefs on September 14th was far from the dominant Super Bowl revenge many expected. However, it proved that perseverance, grit, and a few decisive plays define a championship-caliber half. With the Chiefs eager to turn the game around, the Eagles had to fight for every yard, and just when it seemed Kansas City was about to take control, some key players stepped up. Devonta Smith, despite visibly recovering from a back injury from a hard fall in the third quarter, made a crucial catch. 28 yards to the 3-meter line, setting up the game-winning touchdown. Smith showed up when he was supposed to, and it was an incredible play, said quarterback Jalen Hurts. A.J. Brown added, "He's tough as nails." That action made the difference. The Eagles' offense struggled to find a rhythm, amassing just 216 total yards. Hurts completed 15 of 22 passes for just 101 yards, while Saquon Barkley rushed 22 times for 88 yards. Brown was double-teamed, limiting him to 5 receptions for 27 yards. However, through sheer effort and strategic playmaking, the Eagles earned key first downs and scoring opportunities, including a pile-drive touchdown on the final drive. Barkley summed it up best. "Not spectacular runs, but we created opportunities, and when the decisive plays happened, like Smitty's, we won." The defense stepped up dramatically thanks to rookie safety Drew Mukuba. With just over 3 minutes remaining, facing a Chiefs drive that threatened the Eagles' lead, Mukuba intercepted a Patrick Mahomes pass intended for Travis Kelce and returned it for 41. Thick, narrowly avoiding being pushed out of bounds. "The ball bounced my way, and I was in the right place," Mukuba said. That interception, along with a shared sack with Zadarius Smith, highlighted why the Eagles valued him in the second round of the draft. He has a knack for making decisive plays. Special teams also played a decisive role, with kicker Jake Elliott redeeming himself after a tentative 2024 season. He hit all 3 field goals from 50-plus yards, including a 57-meter and a 51-meter field goal that swung the game in Philadelphia's favor. Meanwhile, offensive coordinator Nick Sirianni's conservative approach, trusting Elliott rather than a high-risk final drive, has demonstrated strategic patience. A.J. Brown, meanwhile, is being closely guarded, but remains a key part of the Eagles' aerial attack, recording 5 receptions for 27 yards. The 2-0 victory to open the season offers lessons in resilience and decisive performance, and the subtle strategies that win games. But while the Eagles celebrate the victory, there's a looming concern that could overshadow their triumph. Devonta Smith's back injury suffered in that same game. His health could have implications for the team's offense going forward. Midway through the second quarter against the Chiefs, Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver Devonta Smith suffered a frightening injury, leaving fans breathless. While attempting a sideline catch on a third down 8-yarder, Smith collided with Chiefs defender Noel Williams and landed hard on his back, immediately signaling lower back discomfort. The game ended with a field goal by kicker Jake Elliott, but the biggest highlight was Smith's abrupt departure for medical evaluation on the sideline in Philadelphia. In the first 2 games of 2025, Smith has had a slow start compared to previous seasons, recording 6 receptions on 8 targets for just 41 yards. Although A.J. Brown bolstered the lead with 5 receptions for 27 yards in the Kansas City game, Smith's reduced production is concerning, considering his season averages of 83 receptions, 1,070 yards, and 7 touchdowns through 17 games. Smith's potential restriction or absence could force the Eagles to rely even more heavily on their running game, with Saquon Barkley and A.J. Dillon leading the charge. Smith's health now becomes a focal point not only for the remainder of this matchup, but also for the Eagles' current offense. If his back issues persist, defenses could exploit the lack of a high-level deep threat, forcing Jalen Hurts to adjust his approach and find other targets. This is particularly challenging as the team navigates the middle of what appears to be a Super Bowl rematch against Kansas City. The coming days will determine whether Smith can return to full strength or if the Eagles will need to recalibrate their strategy for the rest of the season. Smith's injury is directly linked to broader questions about the Eagles' operational efficiency. If their star wide receiver is limited, can Jalen Hurts overcome the team's obvious struggles and still make decisive plays when needed? 2 games into the 2025 season, Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts is already under scrutiny. While the team is solidly 2-0, Hurts' stats reveal flaws reminiscent of the frustrations fans experienced in 2023. Against the Kansas City Chiefs, he threw for just 101 yards, completing 15 of 22 passes passes, with a QBR of 43.1 and a passer rating of 78. His rushing stats were similarly modest, 9 carries for 15 yards, though he did manage to score another crucial rushing touchdown. In the first 2 games, Hurts totaled 253 passing yards and 73 rushing yards, with 3 touchdowns overall. On paper, the Eagles are winning, but the stats reveal a quarterback struggling to fully realize the offense's potential. Analysts point to Hurts's conservative approach as a key factor. He often settles for what the defense allows instead of forcing plays downfield, which has stifled the team's explosiveness. While he hasn't yet turned the ball over, a credit to his composure, the offense lacks that wow factor that can open up the game. Short passes, checkdowns, and backfield plays dominate, keeping defenses alert but not necessarily off balance. Meanwhile, the Eagles' star wide receivers, A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, 2 of the league's most dangerous weapons, have struggled to break free from coverage consistently. Defenses are recognizing patterns, doubling and rotating coverage, which forces Hurts into tighter windows and slows the passing game. The absence of tight end Dallas Goedert, sidelined with a left knee sprain, has further exacerbated the problem. Backup tight ends Grant Calcaterra and Kylan Granson combined for just 11 receiving yards against Kansas City, leaving Hurts with fewer reliable options in the middle of the field. This increased pressure on both the run game and short passing routes, requiring precise timing and limiting the ability to take calculated risks that could result in explosive gains. Offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo has also faced criticism. Despite victories in both games, the offense's weak and predictable execution raises questions about its sustainability. If opposing defenses adjust or injuries mount, the Eagles may struggle to maintain consistent scoring. The central question is whether Hurts's risk-averse mindset will limit Philadelphia's scoring potential, leaving fans wondering if the Super Bowl-caliber quarterback can rediscover the dominant form that propelled the Eagles to the pinnacle of the league. However, despite these offensive struggles, there is reason for cautious optimism. The Eagles are winning close games, and Hurts's ability to protect the ball under pressure demonstrates his mental toughness. Still, the message is clear. Adjustments are urgent. With the narrow victory over the Chiefs, Devonta Smith's injury, and Jalen Hurts' offensive struggles, can the Eagles maintain momentum and evolve their offense to face bigger challenges this season? Leave your opinion here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back later to update you with the latest Eagles news.